National Implementation Service is a team of experienced consultants and trainers who have a national remit to support local authorities and partner agencies who are looking to implement a range of evidence-based and research-informed programmes for children who are either in the looked after children system or who are on the edge of care or custody and their families.
We provide training and consultation and set up advice to any commissioner, authority or provider that is thinking about setting up one of the programmes we support or actually is thinking about the training needs of their staff team. We are here really to bring together what we've learned through research evidence to be involved in continuing research and evaluation. So we've got that continuous improvement loop.
We have had more recently a number of pieces of work where we have partnered with other organisations and have also worked within our own organisation to develop programmes that ultimately we think have a significant impact on changing lives for some of the most vulnerable and in need of support children and families that we have in our society.
MST is a systemic community-based intervention. The aim of the programme is to try and keep children safely at home, and they could be children that are at risk of going into custody or secure settings because of offending or antisocial behaviour, or they could be children that are at risk of coming into the care system. It's very much based on building on family strengths. Therapists who work within MST don't wait for families to come and see them at appointments in a clinic or an office. They are out about in the community. They use a number of evidence-based interventions, depending on what's needed for the family. There's a lot of quality assurance around the model, but it'll be tailored to their needs as assessed by the therapist. And alongside that, families are offered 24/7 on-call service from the team.
TFCO is an evidence-based programme working with children from 3 all the way up to 18. Children come into a programme living with trained foster carers, and they have a single placement there for 6 to 12 months. And they have a team, a clinical team around them, coordinated by the team leader, working towards short-term goals that tend to be behavioural, social interactions, family contact, success at school, and also, very importantly, their relationship with their foster carer. We have a team who are trained to work within the same model. That's using the same language. It's knowing that the team leader is the coordinator. It's very consistent, very clear, and the young people know that too. And it really removes the opportunity for a lot of conflict.
KEEP programme is a programme to keep foster carers supported and trained. It's a group training programme for foster carers and kinship carers. It's a training programme which runs over 16 or 20 weeks according to the age of the child in placement. And the aim is to help stabilise placements, to manage children's behaviours within placements, and also to improve the skills and confidence of their carers. I think the main difference with KEEP and other programmes which are available for foster carers is it's a combination of both training and support. So the actual teaching element in each week of the programme builds every week, so foster carers have a toolkit of strategies to help the child in their placement. It's also a great environment for supporting each other, and the support that carers give often lasts after the group as well. In terms of how the programme is delivered, there's consultation to facilitators on a weekly basis until they're accredited, and that supports the facilitators to develop their skills in managing the group as well.
Adopt is a programme for parents of adopted children for the age range 3 to 8, and it basically helps children and parents get off to a healthy start really early on in their adoption journey. I think what sets Adopt apart from other approaches is that we have parent facilitators who we train up in the model who are adopted parents themselves, and I think they bring a richness and a uniqueness to the programme. We do a 5-day experiential training, which is really hard work, but we are shaping and helping really experienced professionals to learn about Adopt and the model basically from the get-go, and I think that's really, really unique. We check in on a weekly basis through our consultation sessions with facilitators around just how they're developing the skills in the model.
Result is a 10-week training programme for residential childcare workers.
Result is based on social learning theory and also brain science, and it also brings in relational skill building as well. And that's because we think it's really important that the staff understand how they relate to each other and the young people they're caring for, and that the children they're caring for will be learning from the staff around them as well. It's a whole staff team training, and that's no mean feat, bringing all the staff together in one place at the same time. It's taken us a long time to get to that point, but for us we see the importance of staff to come together to think about how they can support the young people they're caring for.
We want to make sure that everyone within that children's home have a shared understanding, some common language and similar ways of approaching those young people and managing their behaviour.
TEND is a group-based parenting programme for foster carers who are caring for babies and toddlers who have come into the care system. And TEND gives the foster carers skills to become more kind of emotionally responsive to the babies and children who are in their care. It's a 12-week programme where the foster carers come together to discuss how their week has been with their baby or child and think a bit about some of the skills that they've been learning week to week in the programme. The one bit that's very new for TEND, or a bit different for foster carers, is we use video coaching to help allow the foster carers recognise what skills they've got as a parent and how the kind of minutiae of their interactions are helping their baby or child develop.
The National Implementation Service is aspiring to be and continues to drive towards the notion of a centre of excellence for implementing programmes that we know have a solid evidence base, for using the best of research to develop programmes for a UK setting, and to do that in a national way where the programmes that we support can be replicated and delivered and scaled to have a significant impact countrywide for some of the most vulnerable children and young people and their families.
Certainly from a commissioner's point of view, from senior managers' point of view, whether it's in a health trust, a voluntary organisation or a local authority, they know that across the team we have that knowledge to bring to them, not just of what might work for their looked after children, but actually how might they better invest their adoption support grant, or what are the issues they're facing about the numbers of children coming into care, those on the edge of care, or young people offending. So we can offer that broad knowledge, but also between us we have many years' experience of what works in implementation. You can have a great programme that has a really good research evidence base, but actually if it's not implemented in the right way, then you're not going to get the outcomes.
For each and all of the programmes that we now have a significant body of data that shows whether there have been noticeable changes, significant changes, qualitative data that gives us some sense of the experience of those staff in terms of receiving the training in those programmes. So those sorts of techniques of being able to gather data in a systematic way and analyse it and process it are really, really important, because it's that evidences that good work is having the impact that one intended it to have.
The kind of consultation and implementation model that our service has really anchors people in best practice and what to do day by day, week by week, to get the best outcomes, if you like, for young people. And that is as close to effective as I think anyone can get in taking what may have started off life as a research paper, but has now ended up as something that people do day to day, moment by moment, with young people and families.
The academics and their data, or the films that we might do, or the papers that we might deliver, on a particular model, are often really brought to life when a foster carer or a residential worker or an adopter or a young person or a parent stands up and is able to speak to their experience of a particular intervention, and really adds something that's very rich to the quantitative data that we're so keen to have and present as well. And that's been very striking across all of the programmes that we have.
You can start children off on the right path, support their development, and really give them the best opportunity to thrive in the future.
We find a very high success rate in all of the families that we work with. These models really do work very well, which clearly impacts on cost effectiveness.
Strong focus on consistency for the child. I don't know another programme that attempts to deliver that.
They've had quite a significant impact on reducing the rates of offending behaviour.
It was amazing how many carers actually really came forward and said, please help us. Our fostering service and our carers really embraced something new and the opportunity to try something new.
The fact that someone's actually thought about putting together a programme of training which is going to support the residential care staff, it adds value to our work.
Some of the changes that you see the parents on the programme go through from the start to the finish it can be quite startling and quite humbling.
Really useful strategies that I could take home, try out and reflect on. It's been invaluable for us.
The programme's really supported us in looking at how we deal with our son.
They come in, they listen to what you have to say, they don't judge you, they're here to help us as a family.
So it's all about trying to make that family function better.
Everybody has seen the difference in my son.
It's helped me relax a little bit more with my child, and my child perhaps to relax a little bit more with me as well.
It just feels like everyone is really concentrated on him, and it's all about building the support around him.